Good morning. Welcome to EMTV. Testing yourself for corona just before you go to campus. Is that what our near future will look like? You will hear it in a minute, but first, news. Many international students feel lonely, anxious or even depressed. This is the outcome of new research. An occasional physical lecture would make a great difference, so say the students surveyed. This year, fewer students quit the program before the 1st of February. Almost 9% of the first-year students decided to quit their study. Previous years, this fluctuated around 11%. Why this is lower now remains unclear. Those who will study next year will pay lower tuition fees. This corona compensation had already been announced, but later became clear that students from outside the EU will receive a discount as well. Their tuition fees will be reduced with €1,000. And there is an exhibition at the ESS in The Hague. You can see it, but you can't visit it. Professor Peter van Bergijk showcases his artwork in an exhibition. And the exhibition is called Broken Links.
The broken link is an expression that I use to describe how the pandemic has influenced our relationships with our work, with our colleagues, with our students. So it's really something that we have lost due to the pandemic. So I worked very hard to get it done just before the lockdown, because I knew that the lockdown would be coming, and I thought, well, it's a good idea to have it's something which makes the exhibition special. And it is also, of course, to show to people that you can still have an exhibition and visit an exhibition despite the pandemic, but you have to find a different mode.
Are you now curious about this expo? Then go to the website of the ESS to see it for yourself. Starting this Monday, the universities will start with a trial with rapid corona testing. They won't do this alone. It will be together with the Hogeschool Rotterdam and Albeda College. And the pilot should show if and how we can return to the lecture rooms. Virtually present with us is Paul Goossens. He is the project manager of the Rapid Corona Testing Trial. And he works at the Hogeschool Rotterdam, but we're still very happy that you joined us, although you're a colleague from, well, the other educational institute. Please tell me, how is this pilot going to help staff and students return to campus?
Well, thank you. The research is dedicated to contribute to realizing some more physical forms of education, as you say. And the goal is to have students perform rapid antigen self-tests twice a week for a period of 6 weeks and at home. And we hope to learn more through this research about the reliability of this way of testing and whether it may be usable on a more widespread scale, of course. And next to this, the pilot will also know a line of research into the behavior of students after this home testing. And as your first news item already proves its necessity, I think with this pilot we may be able to offer some more perspectives.
Yes, and as you said, students really want to come back to campus. Can they volunteer?
Yes, it is absolutely voluntarily. 1,500 students from 500 per institution. And one of the ways of testing the reliability, of course, is by a proportionate number of these 1,500 participants to ask to undergo the PCR test, as we all know by now. Which students exactly will be asked to participate has not been decided yet, I have to say. So we would like to involve students here as well. So very shortly, starting next week, I think, actions will be taken into that direction. And it's also certainly good to mention again the voluntarily, absolutely.
But they can send you an email if they want to join. They can find you on LinkedIn or on whatever platform to just send you a mail.
We will very shortly start communicating about what exact ways they can tell us they want to participate. But of course, when you decide to participate, we'd like you very much to be with us for all of the duration of the research. So including the PCR test if asked, and answering some questionnaires or questions about behavior research.
Yeah, and you're talking about about students testing themselves. And are you testing, the not so pleasant way with a cotton swab all up your nose?
Well, definitely with a cotton swab, yes, because that's what the self-test is, but not right into your brain, so to say. It's only right in front of your nose, luckily. And after that, the swab is placed into a liquid, which on its turn, a few drops are placed on the testing kits, and then within approximately 15 minutes, you will know the result. And after that, you will be able to safely use public transport and have access to campus, but in the acute phase of the research, of course.
Of course, and you keep talking about research. Can you elaborate on this? What are you going to study?
What we're exactly going to study is in which way rapid self-testing will contribute to creating more space in education. So if rapid self-testing is one of the ways, to start opening up more into the education and as it affects society itself, I think.
Yeah, and there are, of course, more of these kind of tests going on. There's, for example, in Groningen at the university, they have these testing places before you go in for an exam. Are you all working together, or all these loose testing places?
No, there are 8 trials or research pilots, as you may say, in the country in educational circumstances. And these 8 trials, they all work together.
Yes, and now we also work together. You and I are now colleagues from Hogeschool, from the university, and also Albeda College is joining. Why? Because the university is big enough to do this on its own. And the Hogeschool also has enough students to fill up these 1,500s. Why are we working together?
Well, for one reason, all these 8 pilots all target these forms of education we represent. So it's only logical for locally to work together. And then again, collaboration between our institutions is not new at all, of course. For imagine, healthcare students do internships at the EMC. But I have to say this specific collaboration was set up very, very quickly, which is a little exciting, by the way, but also something all the people involved have to be very proud of, I think.
Yes, and now we're, of course, eager to start because we want to go back to campus. This trial starts on Monday. What are the next steps in the process? When can students start testing themselves, for example?
Well, first we have to find the 3 groups of 500 students per institution. So that's our first task. We have to undergo for the next couple of weeks. So we'll just have to wait and see where this brings us. Yes,
and how long will this trial go on? When will you start collecting all the results?
We think the duration will be until the end of May, and then we will need the month of June to start reporting on the results.
Yeah, so the pilot will be finished just before summer. What will happen after? Is this then, if there's one way that works the best, can we all come back at the 1st of September?
No, I don't think so. I think large-scale testing and trials on large-scale testing is an important strategy for education and society as a whole. But it is scientific research, so we will have to find out until it arrives what the results of this research will be. But like everyone, we all want to go back to school and go back to student life, of course.
Yeah, well, we can't wait. For example, are you eager to also go back to the office, back to your colleagues?
Definitely.
Well, same for me. So I wish you all the best with this pilot, with this trial. And I hope, that there will some results that will help us back to this place we all want to go back to. Thank you, Paul. And well, also the first relaxations of the corona measures have been announced. Hairdressers will reopen again, and students under 27, of people under 27, are allowed to play outdoor team sports again. It's making you start dreaming about parties again. What would they be looking like after corona? You know this cookies for the bag. Kitty, kitty, baby, get that thing to rest. Cause you done beat it like the 68 Jets. Diamonds are nothing when I'm rockin' with you. Diamonds are nothing when I'm shining with you. Just keep it white and black as if I'm your sister. I'm too hip to hop around town, I hear with you. And I want to thank you all for watching. EMTV will be back, of course, next Thursday, and we'll be back again at 9 a.m. Do you want to keep up to date with the latest news? Then go to erasmusmagazine.nl.